Benni McCarthy is still linked with Kaizer Chiefs. This comes even after the fact that Kaizer Chiefs have officially announced that Khalil Ben Youssef and Cedric Kaze will be coaching the team until the end of the season. They did not say for now, they said they will take over until the end of the season. So Chiefs are very clear in what they are trying to do. They want to keep those coaches because if they let them go right now, then they will have to pay them a lot of money. So whether those guys do good or bad, just know they are not going anywhere. But that's not the topic of discussion. The topic of discussion is Benni McCarthy, who's won a Champions League with FC Porto abroad and is now coaching Kenya. And his contract with Kenya runs through to 2027. And the thing is, he did not just leave United because he is coaching Kenya now. But before that, he was a striker coach for Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world. I think they are number 2 or 3. It's Madrid, them, Bayern, something are there, Barcelona. So they are a huge club, and he had huge exposure there, but he decided to go and take on his own project in Kenya. And we're going to look at all the other things about Benni McCarthy right now and why he could fit Chiefs, but we're also going to talk about why he might not fit Chiefs. This is the longest intro. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. So let's look at the journey of Benni McCarthy coming to Kaizer Chiefs. Number one, he started coaching in 2015, actually, in Hibernian. This is in Scotland, and he was there because he was still getting his coaching badges. He worked with the under-20 team and the first team, and then he moved to Belgium as an assistant coach. Completed his coaching badges. This was around 2015, and he transitioned to coaching as well in 2017, where he started coaching Cape Town City. At Cape Town City, we all know what he did there. He won the MTN 8, which was the second ever trophy for Cape Town City. And after that, they fired him because he had only won 2 games in 18 games. Like that's bad. So he then got another job for AmaZulu in 2020. So AmaZulu again becomes the head coach. He took them. They were fighting relegation, if you remember correctly, and he made them qualify for the Champions League. AmaZulu, like everyone was shocked. 2020, we were like, wait, what? AmaZulu are going to play in the Champions League? This is crazy. And mind you, taking AmaZulu to the Champions League, he was also able to sit on the bench because he had qualifications. He wasn't like chancing like Abanyo coach that I won't say, who were sitting on stands when their teams were playing in the Champions League. But we're not there. After that, he beat TP Mazembe in the preliminary round. That is just huge. And after that, he reached the group stages, which is something that AmaZulu had never done. And he always said that he wanted to compete continentally, which is something that obviously AmaZulu wanted as well. But in 2022, he left. And there were rumors that he left because the management of AmaZulu were not happy with him because they wanted better results. And then I was like, but AmaZulu, come on. What are you talking about? I looked at the players they had at that time. I'm like, these guys look like they're too ambitious for the quality of the team that they had. So why would you be constantly wanting to finish above Pirates? You can try, but if you struggle to achieve it and you are just third after Pirates and Sundowns, because I'm not counting Chiefs at the time because they sucked, right? Why would you think like you're at the level of Sundowns and winning the league? But it's fine. Then after 2024, he had left already in 2022. Then 2022, after that, he joined AmaZulu. It was, who was coaching? I think it was this Dutch coach. You will tell me on the comments. I forgot his name. So he was working with the strikers. And in that season, what was notable, that season prior, Rashford had been horrible. And then Benni McCarthy arrived. And Rashford all of a sudden was looking like a striker, while we all know that he's a winger, and he was banging in goals, and that meant a lot because if you are coaching or even seen as a person who could coach strikers for Manchester United, that means you are highly rated. And if you can go to a team like Manchester United and have strikers of the caliber or wingers even of the caliber of Rashford, listening to everything that you say, that means people know your work speaks for itself. And I think this is very key. I know Guti's done it with AmaZulu, but going to United and having players listen to you, there's a picture of him. I didn't put it here. There's a picture of him with Ronaldo, and they're talking and they're smiling. I'm like, hey, it means a lot. Ronaldo is one of the greatest players to play football, or striker rather, but they had respect for the guy. And it's not the nonsense that you're currently seeing at Chiefs that players don't respect the coaches, which I think is huge, because if players don't respect you, they won't do anything you tell them. You understand? Like, there are people who can just command respect by their mere presence, but there are people who can command respect based on what they've achieved as well. Like, who can actually argue with Benni McCarthy, the top goal scorer in South Africa national team, right? He has won the Champions League. He has played for Porto. He has played for Blackburn Rovers when they were still good in the Premier League. So you see that his work speaks for itself. But Maktua Khalil, what have you done in your life? With all due respect, I've been the assistant for Nabi in another team. Okay, assistant coach. Kaizer, what have you done? Oh, you were struggling to coach Younger. They hired Nabi, and then Nabi came, and then he coached, and then you're his assistant. You worked with the La Masia, but in development, and your career never really did anything else except just be assistants. So there is that in players. They know if you haven't done anything, and they can sniff that out, especially if they are moving from a coach who took Younger deep into CAF Confederations Cup, won things that Younger himself as a head coach, not as an assistant, was wanted by other national teams to come and coach them, and now you are transitioning to this. Now I turn this to a mini rant, which was not the purpose. Let's continue. So when his contract ended in 2024, he wanted to be head coach with control. This is very important, which is why he joined the Kenya project. So his contract with Kenya runs until the 2027 AFCON. We know that there's a weird, 2027 AFCON. Let's just leave it there. So his contract ends there, and Kenya is co-hosting. And the aim apparently is for Kenya in that group, not in that group, for that World Cup rather, is for him to either reach the finals or reach the finals or the semi-finals, or even win them, because that is the aim for him, right? So he topped the group. Oibo, where's my face? He topped the group, which was called the Group of Death. He beat DR Congo. He also beat Morocco 1-0, and they drew 1-1 with Angola, and they were ahead of Zambia. In Chen, now we're talking about the Chen, which obviously Morocco in Chen is not the same as the Morocco that is, the main team, but still Morocco. Look at the team that are in Morocco. So we can't dismiss it and make it seem like, because so players who played domestically were there in the Chen, and he was there. He beat them, both of them, and he drew with Angola, and yeah. So next is he lost to Madagascar, which is a bit disappointing. After beating Morocco and DR Congo, then you lose to Madagascar. His World Cup record, it's mixed, right? 5 wins, 4 draws, 2 losses. It's not bad, because it's a record. It's like him coaching the team, not World Cup only. But his record is 5 wins, 4 draws, and 2 losses. Velega or World Cup, they were not contending at all. So we're not even gonna talk about that, because when he arrived, it already started. And McCarthy has stated clearly that he has a continental dream. He wants a club that is ambitious to win those things, and goes without saying, has resources, to achieve those dreams. And Chiefs sort of have those, but not really. I always say this when it comes to coaches that are going to come to Chiefs. The biggest thing, the biggest hurdle, the biggest bump, the biggest barrier to anyone achieving a Chiefs is not their ability, but it's how they navigate their relationship with the management. You can have the best coach in the world, but if you will clash with the management, they will find a way to let go of him. This reminds me of Gavin Hunt when he was taking Kaizer Chiefs to the final of the CAF Champions League. They fired him because he wasn't in the top 8 and their priority was the top 8. And Hunt's priority was getting a star for Chiefs, and he saw that there was an easier pathway to winning the Champions League. Lo and behold, Chiefs actually reached the finals, but they lost because, well, for one, Al-Ahly was a better team, but two, they got a red card at the end of the first half, and then the game went to halftime 0-0, and then the game ended up being 3-0. But if there was Hunt all along, we would have won. But they gave it to Baxter, who had not been with the team at all, and his first game was the final of the CAF Champions League. So I will reiterate again, even McCarthy, even whoever that people wanted Chiefs, as long as they will not submit and just listen to everything that those people say, even if it's the stupidest thing, they will not be allowed to succeed at Chiefs. Recently, it happened with Unabi. Ended a trophy drought, but since he still had his opinions and wanted certain players, they found a way of letting him go. And it's going to continue being the case for every other coach. But what do you guys think? Do let me know down on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoy.